And that's going to absolutely give them the switch. They will be going for the CT start. So we'll see how it works out, see whether they're feeling strong. The pistol, I feel, is going to be a big deal for myRevenge. That's one of the times where you can perhaps try and get around and maybe pinch a couple of free rounds from the opposition, especially as the underdog.
Indeed. I like to see some kind of swarm coming up from the Koreans. Maybe go for early B round, just sticking together 5 Glocks and just trying to get the bomb planted. I wouldn't like to see them doing something fancy here, as in a split or a fake. I would, yeah, utilize brute force, sticking together, reducing the numbers of Renegades, and making it into 2-on-2. But yeah, let's see what's happening here.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live for the first semi-finals. This is for a place in the offline finals that will be in 22nd, 23rd of August. The major. Who will it be? Will it be Renegades or will it be myRevenge as we start the first map? As does get a good old peek around on main there. Immediately spots out the fact there was a couple of people, and that's sent Sponge, the in-game leader, up close. He will be hearing footsteps. He knows there's going to be people in and around Boost here. It's going to be HSK that will peek over first.
I think this is going to turn into some kind of A split. Probably a lot of people going to be boosted here and rush middle eventually. It's probably not the best idea, considering Acers and Sponge positioning here.
They've got a triple boost set to go. It's going to be Maverick, Sound, all coming over. Azza and Sponge are going to be the ones that are tested. Sponge has to land the first shot, will not. Azza does manage to back away. Now they know it's going to be an A hit already. The masked man, JKS, from B-side is rotating round. Signs managed to take down Havoc around the side there. Azza backs away, picks off one from Truck. Can he get the second? HSK will pass on by. They're going to get the plant in. It's just JKS and Azza coming round. Sound has wisely kept himself at Speedway. And he's a big difference because he's preventing them passing across onto Forklift. And that's going to give Azza and JKS a real serious issue. Azza's going to come around. JKS does find one, but this is a big ass for him. And it will be myRevenge picking up the first round pistol against Renegades. Let's see if they can run with it. They lost the second round in the previous elimination match against SkyRed, against the simple Tech-9 stand.
So ultimately that was a very well executed round. The grenade hit where it had to, yeah, it popped where it had to pop, smoked off the connector, and they ended up in an incredibly good kind of, yeah, when Sponge started to see them, it was like 3 guys popping up at the same time, so it was more or less impossible for him. And then it just became too much for Renegades. They got the bomb planted, and eventually they figured out that both of them are coming from the CT base long area. Yeah, overall, super good execution from myRevenge.
Good focused start. They talked about how actually it was the Malaysian fans here that took them to a nearby internet cafe, which is where they managed to effectively boot camp. They sat there for 5 hours, figured out the strategies they were going to do against SkyRed, and clearly maybe had an eye on the future. Expected that they were going to get through and face the Renegades. Have they got anything in store for them? Azza in a perfect boost position.
Azza can do some proper damage from this position, especially so when Yam takes out the first guy's sign here from myRevenge. This is going to be deadly.
Sound's going to be around the side. He does find one head, doesn't get the second, but the damage was down there. And they haven't managed to get into sight just yet. Sponge and Havoc. And that's a serious problem for myRevenge. The fact that they came in with rifles, lost the pistols, didn't even get a bomb down, didn't even get close to sight.
I'm sitting here sighing a bit. Looking at the Chinese team yesterday, right? I really like their anti-eco strats. I think they lost a few, but overall they played it very safely by just like, okay, we have the stronger rifles, let's stick together, take an early peek, refrag and get the bomb planted. Now they made it a little bit too complicated, allowed Renegades to get that boost, which you will at least get 1 or at least damage 2 people from. So yeah, inexperienced Chinese crew once again.
Oh, JKS with a quick easy 2, make that a triple. And he's just getting the spray down, almost picked up the third as well. Will manage to find a 4th in the smoke. Can he make it 5? Will it be the ace? Sound on next to nothing, just needs one more shot. There it is, the ace from JKS, making it look easy on B-side.
Yeah, that's yeah, a very talented player, of course, but then again, it's the SMG in action. It's just a very powerful weapon, and example with it, you're also able to build up a really strong economy.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he added $3,000 to his stash from that kind of action there. Nice ace though.
A nice ace, cheeky little spot. It's something he was playing yesterday. I think he managed to go 12-0 before his first death. He's already had one though, unfortunately, this time around. A Deagle headshot from HSK. And it is a Deagle round. This is something we've started to see coming more and more into CSGO. Obviously, it used to be the 1.6 weapon of choice.
Yeah, 1.6 style. And just before that headshot, I was about to kind of flame them from buying Deagles, because it didn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, if you hit those headshots, surely it does. But still, without no nades, one armor, I think it's going to be tough for them to win this round.
And JKS once again making a stand. Gets one, gets two. He's going to flash himself out. Knows he's got another pushing up. He knows he's in the corner. But instead, it's going to be HSK with a Deagle.
Too many targets, but nice play from JKS.
They've got themselves a weapon. But now, Renegades on the retake. Ezza's going to find one easy there. There's going to be HSK on just 9 health, and Sound is going to be alongside him. Hasn't managed to pick up a weapon. Not able to find the initial headshot. Won't get the second chance. Sound will manage to find one. And now it's actually a pretty close 2-on-1 position, but Sponge catches the feet in checkers. And it makes it 3-1 for Renegades.
Great eco still. You normally don't see those Deagles pay off as much as they did. But yeah, considering we only had played 4 rounds, I'm amazed about the economy we see from Renegades. Surely they had to rebuy a lot of weapons, but they have a lot of gunpowder here in the 5th round. Yeah, obviously from winning the eco earlier on.
The Deagle play is something we saw limited glimpse on this one. Just Havoc pushing out. Look how aggressive they've been on A main. Managing to force them away. I think they caught a glimpse of the 2 that were around the corner. Havoc is going full on aggression. Going to try and get a little spray down through the smoke. Doesn't manage to tag anything out there. Now Sound is going to give his position out of squeaking, catch them off guard since they've gone so aggressive, but not the case.
What we're probably seeing here is a Renegades that has, before the game, reminded themselves that we are a stronger team. Let's play our game. Let's be confident.
Oh, Yam got one in mid, but they're going to come around. He manages to sneak his way through the smoke. Didn't really land a great shot to begin with, which is why he ran out of bullets. M4. Reply comes out. Yam gets the one, but JKS, again, has to be that stalwart defender back over on B side. Azza's going to join him. He's got Maverick in checkers. There's Passe managing to open one up. They still haven't cleared out sight. They will get JKS down, and Havoc is all alone now in a 2-on-1 retake. Bomb plant going in, both on site though, so they're in a stuck position, and Passe lands the shot. It's something we found from myRevenge, you know, while tactically on the T side, they can be good. They can move well as a unit. And when they're landing the shots, Renegades need to be careful.
They entered the bomb spot B very methodically. They Molotoved off the bomb site, and then immediately after doing so, he took the peak high and killed another guy. And then it became very hard for the defender remaining in bomb spot B to do any damage. Havoc ended up in a very tough situation. Well played from myRevenge.
Sound managing to pick himself up a double, despite the fact he put about 10 bullets in the back of his teammate to do it. Just JKS and Azza both left in this one. Oh, I was going to say, if he only had a kit, I reckon he could have gone in and snuck that one, but wasn't to be. Does pick up a gun and the AK. Unfortunately, he's going to go down with the bomb blast. And it will be myRevenge picking up the triple. a little angry about that. They talked about yesterday when they dropped, I think it was 11-4, they went first half. They were angry that they dropped those 2 extra rounds towards the end of the first half, but the fact that they're 3-3 already.
Might even be 4-3 here, because they opted to go for another eco, which surprises me a lot, considering they are a stronger team and they had at least 2 players with 6k. So they could have went for Famas and 1 sniper. That to me would have been a much better decision. Not really bad.
Sponge is on the creep. Come around Squeaky. Oh, it doesn't quite land the shot. Gives them pause for thought, though. They're in a 4-on-4 situation. They've got the bomb stacked out. But they're going to get that boost mid-control. Passe needs to just push on round. A lot is going to hinge on Yam being hold back this middle push from HSK. And the fact that he manages to land the shot, it's going to give them a bonus. If Havoc can lurk through this smoke, he's usually very good with the deagle. Does manage to come around, finds himself one, evens things up. JKS tagging him low, but not able to get the frag. But look at that, down to 10 health. Sound with the triple. Could have been very different for Renegades there, but it's myRevenge to take it 4-3.
Right, very close in the end. Finally we see an AWP from Yam. Let's see if he's going to use that middle, which has been an area where myRevenge has executed most of the rounds. Not only pistol, but also the weapon rounds and the anti-ecos. But instead he opts to go for B. Because, yeah, surely, I think there are a few AWP players that can make some proper damage from the position he has right now. Not quite sure if Yam is one of them. He's probably going to take 1 shot here, perhaps 1 kill, but then he's going to kind of get overflown.
Oh, it's going to be a me push. A lot of pressure on JKS and Yam here. JKS will get 1, but Yam's already been dropped. Comes around the side. HSK picks up another. HSK was landing shots brilliantly earlier on today. Has done all tournament, and again he's on a triple. Dominant stuff from him, and it's going to be 5-3 for myRevenge here. Taking a lead over the Renegades. Definitely catching them off guard on their own map choice, on the CT side.
Right. So I've personally been in the kind of the same shoes, or slippers I guess, we talk about Australians here. Being the superior team going into this matchup against a team you don't really expect many rounds to. And now looking at the scoreboard, they're going to be down with 2 rounds, a total of 5-3 on the stronger side. I'm not saying they're panicking at this point, but they probably are like telling each other, time to wake up guys. We don't want to throw our Cologne journey away here, which is essentially what they are doing right now.
Well, 5-3, myRevenge. Are their dreams coming true? The South Koreans complained earlier in the tournament that they've really not had chance to practice too much over in Korea. Have struggled to find partners. Meanwhile, Renegades, they've been all over the world. They've just come back from Toronto after playing against some of the world's best. They've competed and beaten the likes of Fnatic in the past, on this map in fact. But right now they are pressured. They are down 2 rounds on the CT side. Yam could be vital here. Oh, that was team killing there. That was team killing in the smoke. Does manage to jump on through, but Sign, the team leader, was the man that was doing the killing. The team killing. That's communication issues may be going on here, but looking like they may well sew this round up. Sponge and Havoc, the last 2 standing. Havoc's going to try and burst his way in, straight in towards headshot. Can he find one though? HSK again on point. Playing brilliantly. Is that spray? He's so close to finding Sponge, who has managed to pick up the M4.
I think he has to save here. I don't know what he's trying to do, to be honest.
He's going to get 1. Trying the superhero play. It's not going to work out. Passe finds it. 6-3 to myRevenge. Now, Renegades are in a tricky choice because their economy is not great. They could afford to buy up, but we're only going to see FAMASs coming from a couple of members. If they do, yeah, they're going to have to go for a save again.
Right, yeah. The losing bonus is starting to kick in because they have lost 5 rounds in a row, so they're probably accumulating around 3.4k each and every round they lose from now on. Sooner rather than later, I guess they're going to have to win a round, and when they do, it's going to be very critical how many guys remains in that round, because otherwise they might have been a money reset, and that can turn into a 2-digit advantage for myRevenge here, switching to CT later on.
HSK gets a little peek on the mid there. Parsay got 2 before being taken down. That's actually given the AWP to Azza. JKS has managed to pick up an AK as well. So this has actually made it a really awkward 3-on-3 situation. HSK not going to land the spray down there. Sound gets 1, but JKS. But Renegades moving into position. Azza with that AWP, he managed to steal. Oh, he tried to switch across the weapon. Didn't want to face Sign here. Instead, he's going to switch to pistol. Felt more comfortable with the CZ75. Sound versus Azza. Azza on just 6 health here. Sound's going to find him. It's 7-3 to myRevenge, starting off strong on the T side.
I love the decisiveness from myRevenge. They lost the AWP in the middle, and they knew that they had to run quite far to get it. So they instead, okay, let's get that AWP. It doesn't really matter now when we're moving into late game. Let's go and plant A, because we know it's not too many Australians defending there. Surely it turned into a 1-on-1, but I think they kind of had the control over it, because yeah, they were overpowered with the rifles they had, and also the positioning they already taken when they got into bomb spot A.
Gone for the double AWP here, Renegades. Yam and Havoc. It's a big round for them. They went aggressive down on B, pushed out, didn't see anyone. Trying to on A side. Havoc going to try and get a little peek. That grenade actually will land. Takes Sign down to 79 health, but again, not really a big foothold on mid here. We see Sponge backing away, and that's going to give myRevenge a chance to get a good look. You can see Parsay already going for it, and this is what myRevenge has been launching from, taking over this mid, pouring into one of the sides, and it looks like it's going to be B once again. Havoc is going to go down straight away. JKS picked off. That's the side clear. Parsay doesn't manage to get the shot on Sponge, gets a good tag on him. That molly will keep him away, and bomb should get planted at the back of side. Now, just Sponge, Azza, and Yam on the retake. Azza finds 1. He's going to try and pop flash himself out from into checkers. It's going to be Sign that he finds down there. It's a good flash. He finds the 1, gets the second. Parsay not even looking. Communication completely lacking from his team now. I think he was focusing on the man coming through CT. They will get the defuse of Renegades with a very good retake.
That was amazing by Azar. He nailed it with the 2 flashbangs he had remaining. Pretty much, yeah, won the round for Renegade there. Yeah, surely he killed a guy from the back in the end, but that was also from his brilliant play with his flashbangs, because he just took over the vent area in the best possible manner. Important round for Renegades.
Tactical pause from myRevenge. The coach having a chat here. You can see a couple of headsets off, discussions going on between them. Something they did earlier on today, and they had a it's FPS drop actually for Sign saying about one of his setups, so trying to figure out what's going on for that one. But they had a good pause earlier. That was against Sky Red, and they did manage to get things sorted out.
Also gives Renegades a bit of time to catch a breath and think about what they're doing, and asking themselves, and hopefully coming up with the answer to how myRevenge can so easily break into bomb spot B. To me, I think it is about the utilization of the AWPs. They have had multiple AWPs just the other round. They eventually won it, but how they used it. I actually believe that the AWP is the only AWP they have is on B. Then the CT guy with the AWP in A, he can be so more aggressive, because it's more likely that the terrorists will, take peeks they normally wouldn't do if they don't know where the AWP is on the map, if that makes sense. Now instead they played it too passively, in my opinion. Surely Azar's game eventually saved them there, but they need to step up.
Just quick answer, actually. I did just see the crowd shot there. I did see a Reddit thread earlier talking about the chairs the players are using. Now, those chairs, the ones we're actually sitting on here as casters, yes, they're very comfortable. They're not exactly ideal for gaming. You wouldn't want to be sitting on one of these for gaming. So the players did actually request, and actually it's why you're seeing them in this like double, triple stack on the plastic chairs, because they felt they weren't quite high enough, so they've managed to, I don't know, play around with it. Some are sitting on pillows.
Yeah, they brought pillows from the hotel.
Triple stacking chairs. It's just what the players prefer. These chairs, while very comfortable, definitely not gaming chairs. That's for sure. They're more like a cinema chair. Yeah,
where's the popcorn?
They're very comfortable for us, at least. This is probably one of the best casting chairs I've had. But match is going to be unpaused. It is going live. myRevenge back in the game.
And they look happy.
They do look happy. The coach has got a big smile on his face. And why not? They're 7-4 up over Renegades in this first half. Can they close it out with that lead? We're going to see Azza going aggressive with your JW style. Not going to land the shot, though. Sign's going to be the man that challenges the in-game leader. Trying the little shoulder peek, but he loses his arm.
That was, unfortunately, incredibly stupid from Sign.
It was a little too many peaks.
You don't do those peaks unless you play like point blank or something. But in the game of CSGO, yeah, it won't really work against a world-class play like Azza.
Nice little reference. We are in Asia, so it is one of the more popular games. But Sound is going to find Yam. Yam already got himself one in the middle. Sound's going to have to go big here, and he's managed to even things out a little more, taking Azza down. That's going to give Renegades a little pause for thought. Are they going to be expecting Sponge to be at sandbags? He's going to try and hop up and over. Sound's going to find him, and he gets himself a third and takes it from a 5-on-2 to a 2-on-2. Incredible. And now they're going to have to split sides, Renegades, so it's going to be a 2-on-1 situation regardless of how they defend this. Going to look across. Havoc's going to be the man that creeps around the smoke. Sound finds himself a fourth. He's going huge in this round. And now it's a 2-on-1 from a 5-on-2 situation. How have Renegades managed to throw this one away? Sound gets the ace. What a magnificent ace from a 5-on-2 for Sound.
It's also quite of an interesting decision making there in the 2-on-1 they ended up in. They were a bit uncertain where is the best idea to plant the bomb, because the bomb was actually towards B, but JKS obviously thought it's going to be A. Sound, though, he didn't want to waste any time, and he sealed the deal, took his 5th frag of the round, acing it at the right time.
Sponge is going to peek, but he's going to find himself a wall of Koreans coming his way. He's going to see the one. Sign will take him down. It was all very easy take on the site here. Just the eco from the Australians. This is going to take them to 9-4 down. Now, myRevenge, they are a T-side team. They are much better on the T-side. Now, it's going to give Renegades a glimmer of hope. But at 9-4, not something they would have expected coming into this first map choice of their own.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that Australians felt like so comfortable and also relieved when they won the first eco round they had. They lost the pistol, which can happen, I guess, pretty much any team. They started to get some rounds, but yeah, then something happened. The Koreans started to play out of their minds. Just Sound has been tremendously good in this game. Not only the ace, but just looking at the frags he has raked up so far. 16 frags. Very impressive.
I don't think I've seen a more Korean-looking AK-47 in my life. It's Maverick's gun, actually, that JKS is holding. I'll perhaps have a look at it in a moment when we come out of the back into the map when he manages to pick it up. Maverick's just picked one up himself, but we'll see. Very kawaii. So 9-4. Can myRevenge close out in style? Will Renegades on the rifle round be able to get themselves back into it? There is that AK in hand. It's the prettiest looking Vulcan I think I've ever seen. So how are they going to, again, mid-control, totally given up. This time, though, look at the aggression that Renegades are having around B-side. They're pushing completely around the back there. They do find Maverick. Sponge gets himself one. Now they're going to know he's going to be coming. Manages to get away with the reload. Sound, the man that just picked up the ace, will get taken down by Sponge. Havoc was picked off coming around the back there. And, well, fact-finding or not, it has taken things to a 3-on-3 situation. So no great advantage gain. They still have mid-control, and they still have any choice of direction.
They play with a lot of calmness in this round. Let's see how many defenders they run into here. Azar has a great position. He should be able to take out at least one, depending how bad those flashbangs are going to pop. If they have any at all.
See that check. HSK was a nice little dink in and out. Does manage to get a 1-for-1 trade. Yam is going to get taken down. He was on upper. And now JKS trying to get the spray down, but Parsay with a 4K in that round takes it to 10-4. We could be seeing an 11-4 T-side from myRevenge here. Renegades absolutely floundered. Got next to no economy. They're having to buy anything they can. myRevenge in a great situation.
Yeah. And Havoc and his guys, they're kind of left with the decision to buy whatever they can. Some SMGs, some water pistols, and a lot of confidence in myRevenge at this point.
Havoc going to try and push on through. He manages to find one. Parsay trying to hold the angle. He's finally going to get down. It's HSK that will pick up the kill. And then in the boost, HSK managed to get around the back of them. He's been one of the better players for myRevenge, no doubt about it. Has a great spray control. Sponge just peeking out and getting sound down though, making it a 3-on-3. But again, mid control in the hands of myRevenge, and Renegades, they're going to have to stack out and hope that they can hold one of these sites.
Yeah, but the positioning they have right now, that's myRevenge. They can really sandwich Renegades into Bonsot B here. JKS once again, not feeling too comfortable, has to remain passive, only with the FAMAS. Should be lucky to get one frag.
Manages to find the one. Sponge is going to come through quick behind them though, and it's just now a one-man. It is going to be HSK. He gets himself the one. AZR versus HSK. Down. He hasn't gone for the plant here. He's delayed. He's expecting Azar to be pushing on through. This is a good plan for Azar's situation. He's going to be using the USP, remember. Still only got that SMG in. And oh, that was a good old tag on towards them. Both very low. This could be the ace coming out for HSK as well. AZR peeking out there, switching to the Tech 9. Bomb is ticking. AZR will manage to close it out. And that was a big bit of pressure on Azar's shoulders there to get themselves that 5th round for Renegades, because myRevenge were in danger of running away with this game.
Super important round. Ending this half, that started out quite well for Renegades, but now they eventually struggled a lot. Probably being caught very off guard by the aggressive confidence myRevenge, who again just played out of their minds. But yeah, they ended the CT side now on a good note. And we said earlier that pistol rounds are really important, but very much so now for Renegades, switching to T.
Fantastic stuff from the South Koreans. Could we see them making a major? Well, they normally dominate any esport they enter, so it wouldn't surprise me to see some South Koreans causing upsets in Counter-Strike. It would be great, honestly, for the scene and the country to boost Counter-Strike Global Offensive in Korea. They themselves said they struggle for opponents, they struggle to find people to play with. They're actually based in Seoul as well. They've got themselves a gaming house they're all in. As a team, been boot camping in there, practicing hard for this tournament, and I think they're starting to see the fruits of their labor as Renegades struggle to hold them out. But now we're into the pistol, and it's going to be a big boost coming from the Renegades.
Seems like Renegades earlier here when they were T, but way faster tempo. myRevenge though, they're not taking any gamble here, they're playing it defensively, and that is successful so far. 2 great frags on sound.
Yeah, managing to find just the one. He's going to try and pop flash himself around the corner. That's going to be a good flash, but his teammate didn't get flashed out. Doesn't matter, take sign down. It's a 2-on-2. Havoc and JKS. They've got the bomb plant in there. JKS holding the angle. HSK trying to get a shot from heaven, but he's not showing for it. He steps out onto the ledge. He's going to give JKS a chance to try and land one of the heads. He does manage to find one, gets the second, and it was a solid T-side pistol in the end from the Renegades. They got a little bit of mid-control and then splits to B.
Yeah, that could have gone either way, but yeah, JKS eventually did what he had to do to take the so important pistol round for Renegades. And yeah, looking at the inventories of myRevenge, it seems like they just decided to go for a kind of classic eco here. of buying anything. Which is quite unique.
Aggression on Havoc there. HSK trying to get those taps down. If it had managed to land the first one, he would have caused all sorts of problems, but as it was, Havoc does manage to get away with it, lands that scout shot. He gets immediately backed up by Yam. Yam going to get himself another. And they have mid-control, and this is all down to Parsay in a almost impossible situation at 4-on-1 with the USP. So Renegades looking to take themselves the 7th round with ease. Oh, nade that hurt. Back of him. Yeah. Havoc will close it out with that scout. So 10-7, here we go. myRevenge, they haven't really held on to enough economy. So they're going to have to go with another pistol round. I wonder if we're going to see any stacking, anything crazy from them.
I think the most European teams, or American teams as well, of course, would have bought being in myRevenge there. They won that round and, yeah, gained a few more rounds and getting closer to the victory. In my opinion, they played it too safe. And now they have another eco. Maverick, though, deciding to go for a Kevlar, which he should have probably done the previous round rather than doing it here. Yeah. But that's the beauty of it as well, right? It's a different style of Counter-Strike, and I guess we just have to celebrate that.
Absolutely, it's the beauty of Counter-Strike, the fact there is multiple different playstyles that all work out. We've seen many regions affecting it. North America were the original ones that forced out that second round buy, coming in with the pistols, the armor. And we've seen every team adapting various strategies of it. Now we're seeing the Deagles starting to come into play over the last few weeks. But bomb down, 3-on-2 situation, Sound and Parsay. Now if I was Parsay, I'd be running back with that AK, yeah, keeping a hold of it. It's exactly what he's going to do, leaving their Sound with the Deagle to try a 1v3. Don't think it's going to work out too confidently for him though. He does get a good tag onto Yam with the opening shot, but of course he has the support, and JKS will close things out. Parsay is going to save his weapon. So, 10-8. Renegades pick themselves up those first 3 rounds. Now the question is, how will myRevenge hold out on this CT side? This was the side they had troubles with against Sky Red. I just worry a little bit that Renegades are going to get the better of them. It was a great T side from myRevenge, but that's been predominantly their best side across all maps so far in this tournament. Maverick's going to be the sole man. Oh, he's going to get rushed down. Renegades have decided to speed things up. They're going to flash themselves straight through the smoke here. It's going to be all on Maverick. He was the hero in the elimination match.
A lot of damage from HSK.
They managed to get themselves in a good position here, though. Sign not able to win out the duel against Havoc. That forklift, it can be a bullet magnet sometimes. And it did manage to keep them at bay, forcing them down to an awkward 2-on-4 situation. Sound, though, will manage to get a peek across one. Parsay got the one down. If they can unroot Havoc and get Parsay into that forklift position, it will give them a great foothold, but they're going to back away. Wise choice, I think, for myRevenge to just keep hold of these weapons, take it into the next round, see if Sound can manage to catch any of the exit frags, and now he's in a really big problem. Hazard's going to come and chest test him. Can he manage to land the final shot? No, Havoc going to get him down. He's just going to dodge around. Instead, they're both going to go down to the bomb. Neither gets the same.
So I love the fact that they try to find some peaks there towards Renegades defending bomb spot A, but why not run earlier than they did? They could have saved those 2 so vital guns into this round. One AWP, one cold could have made a difference here. Now instead, they are, yeah, probably going to find themselves in a tie here in a few moments. Because Renegades is already on 9 rounds and a lot of momentum in their backs.
Well, they tried to stack it out. You can see on the minimap, they went for the A defense, but sadly it's not to be. Renegades already in B site, bomb plant going down. Now it's just a case of hunt the frag, try and find as much as they can. Hazard does manage to get to glimpse, finds himself one, should get the second as well, any second now. Sign's going to peek him around the side there. Don't need to over peek it. Once they start losing the hit points, let your teammates back it up. Try and pick up the frags, but Renegade things out here 10 apiece. Maybe just going to make them a little more confident than their first half performance. Easy closeout, yeah. I think they're going to get the 2 as well. I don't think they're going to be able to survive with these weapons. Yeah.
Speaking about wake-up calls, I think Renegades have finally woken up here and realizing that this is such an important game. Cannot give up any single inch to the Koreans here. And yeah, myRevenge on their side, they're probably getting a bit stressed now from pretty much having the ball in their own court. And I think the timeout that they just called for suggests that they are a little bit divided, a little bit uncertain how they're going to play this out. Because what they're doing so far as CT doesn't work at all. They haven't won a single round yet. They're 0-5.
Good tactical pause. The coach, you can see, is talking to them. He's been a big part of certainly our interviews, obviously being the translator for us. But you can tell he's a big part of the team as well. Really cares for them.
To me, I think they have, I mean, surely there are many options here. Some good, some bad. But I think a safe bet would be to go for double ops. Alternatively, trying to push the doors as CT to try to take a bit of map control instead of just allowing Renegades to split, use their flash and smoke strategies as much as they've been doing so far. They take, yeah, all in all, it's about to take a little bit of control, and I think a dual op setup can definitely do that. Alternatively, go aggressive in, yeah, not necessarily B, but I think side, the doorways in A could be a great call.
Well, let's see what they come out with. Discussions between the team, headsets going back on. They've clearly figured out whatever they felt their problems were in the CT side. Defense has always actually been a problem for them throughout this tournament. So let's see where Sound's going to go. Picked himself up that fantastic ace earlier on. Where will he take this AWP? More importantly, where will Renegades choose to attack? They've had 2 fast rounds. Went quick A and a quick B in the last 2. This time I think we're going to see a little bit slower play, a little bit slower pace. Sound's going to take the AWP over to B side. JKS is going to be the sole man that would challenge them here. Looks like it's going to be a set smoke play on the A side, but this is going to be a fast push out. Sponge actually is going to find them boosted up. I'm pretty sure he's going to be hearing them footsteps.
It's not a bad idea, of course, to do this. It's kind of a safe position in terms of getting a frag or 2. Unless they're doing a mid-split.
Yeah, they're going to try and split off here. I think Sponge is going to be the man that will come around. There is one tucked in the corner. HSK should be able to catch him off. Oh, he just caught a glimpse of him, but it doesn't matter. Damage has been done over on B side, and Sponge and Havoc, the 2 men left.
So important that they don't die now. Just saving all the weapons they have. That can really hurt them late game, so they shouldn't give any more weapons up to Sponge here.
Nice hold there. myRevenge, the pause working out well, picking up their 11th round, regaining the lead in this matchup against the Renegades. Renegades have had it easy throughout the tournament so far, 16-0 and 16-8, the 2 matches they've played on their route to the semi-finals, cruising essentially. And many people had them doing the same thing here against myRevenge, but clearly they are being tested. myRevenge proving to be no pushovers. I think we're going to see a fast A main push here. They're trying to get the boost out. It's not going to work out in time, but it doesn't matter. The damage has already been done, and Maverick is just gunning them down with Sign. And Renegades fall into the wayside just as a left. And now Renegades call for a tactical timeout to figure out what is going on, because they are being picked apart after the pause. It's 12-10, myRevenge.
Yeah, that tactical pause seemed to have worked out well. Equipping themselves with the AWP and also trying a few boosts in A seemed to be the medicine to cure the attacks from Renegades. A little bit of odd timing there, though, you have to say, because they were in the middle of the boost, and then, yeah, the Renegades player started to pop out. Mavericks with his spray managed to get a few people down from Renegades.
Can see Yam up close to the POV camera. He's been doing a bit of talking. Obviously Sponge, the in-game leader as well. Just clearing their minds, realizing, come on guys, we are the favorites in this matchup. Let's try and settle down and get things going. They were all here quite early, actually, to be fair, warming up. But again, Passe started things off well, getting the frag down on Azza, the second he comes out of door, Squeaky gets open, Sponge just gets a little peek and gets away without being tagged off. Double molly going in this direction. The second he showed himself, and it is another A-main setup here, but myRevenge are in a really good defensive setup.
Once again, I want to emphasize that it's so important for myRevenge now to not lose any single weapon. Because yeah, going into very late game, they don't want to be forced into an eco round. Because Renegades can surely turn this around and win a few rounds themselves.
Maverick does get taken down. Oh dear, there's another weapon gone past.
They even allowed them to
Sign is
plant.
low.
This is mind-blowing to me.
This is a very good eco coming out from Renegades.
Only been able to pick up one weapon though. That's Yam with the AK.
Sign just on 10 health. It's going to be HSK that will go in first. Yam gets a peek around the corner. He manages to find the one. It's Yam that's going to be challenged. It's HSK versus JKS. Is he going to go straight for the defuse here? JKS. He's already picked himself up a triple. HSK will close it out. And while myRevenge will pick up the round, it was certainly costly. And that was against a solid eco from Renegades where they got the plant down and 4 kills.
But he didn't pick up the AWP, which I think he could have done. I guess they were more about celebrating the defuse rather than just giving him the proper instruction, where's the AWP, that sound just dropped. Although he is able to buy it, but once again, the economy now going into late game is so important.
This is going to be a quick play out here. Are they going to go for the boost again? Sign and Maverick causing problems for them. Azza once again challenging, testing the door, putting some bullets through, trying to create a situation. Meanwhile, the bomb is making its way slowly in towards the A site. Jake down at B, running around, making sure his footsteps are heard. Sign, set up, ready and waiting. Renegades, just 10 rounds on the clock. myRevenge have been pretty solid since that pause, picking up those 3 rounds.
And they have consistently stuck to the positioning here in A. Sign using the boost.
Yeah, not using the quad, which has just been mollied out by Havoc. Not using the little peak sign. Oh, Sign's going to get spotted here. Havoc's been squatting, trying to look at him. Did he get a glimpse of him? I think he's going to check here straight away. Yes, he is. Sign's going to try and back away. Doesn't manage to get the spray down. Maverick does, but will get taken out, and now they're into sight. But this is, they're triple stacked out over B site, so myRevenge read this one wrong, which just means JKS did a great job of distracting them down there. And now Sound, I think he's going to want to keep hold of this AWP. Doesn't want to over-challenge on it.
Unless they're able to get a few quick frags here, they should probably save it. And that's also seemed to be the route they are traveling. Falling back to Bonespot B. Sound again, trying to take some sneaky peeks. Although way safer this time around. If you remember the round earlier where it was, yeah, staying near the car, eventually dying from the bomb. He learned his lesson, now saving it. But once again, just taking up the scoreboard here. I don't think we have too much money in the bank of the Koreans. Oh, he also goes down. That's miscommunication completely.
Yeah, that was the AWP, but now it's lost. They weren't able to pick it up. It's just at the end of the round, and that was going to be very costly for myRevenge. That was a good take in the end. I think it was JKS that got the kill. 13-11. Maverick, is he going to pass the AWP off to Sound? Yes, he is. So they managed to purchase themselves one.
Key round.
Big vital round. We're going to see a boost. It's going to be HSK up and over the mid there. Sound's already got one. That's Yam. So the challenge already working out, paying off. JKS and Yam both trying to test over at B site. JKS still going to try and creep his way out. Realizes there's an AWP staring at his angle.
I wouldn't mind if Sound fall back so after taking that peek and kill, rather than staying there statically. So that's kind of what would allow him getting another frag this round. But if he just stays there, that's the expected choice. It's not likely that the Australians just run into the angle.
Azza's going to try and go through on boost, but HSK gets the better of him. JKS waiting for the drop down. 3 of them now getting ready to make their move. Havoc low on health though. So this is almost a 2.1 attack rather than anything else. They are going to find Sound as he pushes on through. That was a little aggressive with an AWP there. Pushing straight through smoke. Not too sure on exactly the play he was planning on, especially considering he was on his own, so there's no revenge frags to come from it. It made a tricky 2-on-3 situation into a very easy defense by Renegades. Well, HSK last man. Sponge is the only one he really needs to worry about, but it's Havoc around the side with just the 7 hit. Picks himself up the triple. And again, I need to look back at that one, because what was Sound thinking running through the smoke with an AWP?
Yeah. Taking such a gamble at that hour, I cannot really agree to that at all. Instead, now they're forced into an eco round. I know I said it many times before, but the economy at this point is so important, and they haven't really optimized the usage of it the past rounds. Losing way too many AWPs, losing way too many members when they try to save, from being just a little bit too aggressive. Because it's more or less pointless to try to kill off the T's, running away from the bomb. It's way more important for you to save.
Sponge going to get himself an easy one on the back there. Sign just around the corner. Sponge is going to be checking that upper, I'm pretty certain. Or not. That's an AK gifted to them. Is he really going to try it? I think they are. They feel like they've got nothing to lose.
I did best to protect a Sign here, to save the AK.
Well, Maverick finds the 1. He's managed to recover an
no
AWP.
kits,
That's
I think
great.
It's not even worthwhile to try at this point.
Sign could pick up an exit onto Havoc here as well. He will. And now JKS realizes he's stuck on site. He's got nowhere to go. T-side's covered off. He will manage to get the 1, but he will go down with the bomb. Maverick recovering that AWP. HSK with an AK. So despite the fact they lost the round, they did manage to recover weapons, and that's going to give them good coverage coming into this 27th round at 13-13. Not something I was expecting to say, Khan, coming into this
Indeed.
match.
It's an exciting game. It's a great game. Seems to me that they have decided to, disqualify Sound from the AWP. Not sure if that's justified, but maybe they're trying to diversify the strategies here. And I think playing with AWP at another bomb spot does make a lot of sense. Although I like to see them go more aggressive than they are. That's B-base with the AWP here.
Just holding the passive, sitting back, covering A main off, and it may work out for him. HSK gets the 1. That's down the man that boosted, I think it was. Meanwhile, looking like Renegades are going to go for an A hit, but myRevenge setting up well for both positions. Gone for the 3-2. HSK been vital in a lot of their rounds, picking up a lot of key frags, sitting, waiting in the smoke. A lot of flashes going out. You can see he's actually just a forklift still. Can't find him. Now they will. Parsay managed to get the 1, but JKS with a great double spray down. Just peeks around the side. Was mid-plant. Sign will find him. And now Yam all alone in a 2-on-1. In a really awkward situation. He knows he's going to have 1 push in his angle. It will be Sound, who did revert back to the M4 and picks up the round. 14-13. myRevenge in the lead with just 3 rounds remaining in the match.
Yeah, for the most of the map, they have actually been ahead, but Renegades have done a really good effort here to try to catch up. Let's see if it ends up being a never-ending catch-up story, or if they're able to come back and win this map. But so far, so good for myRevenge. And also forcing the Australians into an eco.
And that's a serious problem. It means they're obviously going to be down to rifles on match point if they were to lose this one. HSK starting things off, as he often seems to, with the entry as they try and push on through. Sponge trying to get a little action from Squeaky, but he's got 2 staring at him, 1 from Upper, 1 from Toxic. He's going to try and get that tag onto Parsay. Parsay not showing for him. Maverick, meanwhile, done the damage. Sponge did find the head of Parsay there, but not till Sign picks him off. And JKS once again all alone with it all to do with P250 in hand. not able to rescue a rifle, not able to rescue anything, hoping that they push his position and maybe make a mistake in this 4-on-1, but that's going to make it 15-13 to myRevenge. Map point on Cash. Now Inferno is next, a map that Renegades will also feel confident on, but they were very comfortable picking Cash as their first map, and they were not expecting this.
Yeah, and speaking about comfort, I think they have kind of left the comfort zone at this point. Probably believing that this is going to be a fairly simple task to take down the Koreans and qualify themselves for the ESL Cologne event late in August. But yeah, now it's very, very likely that myRevenge will take home, surprisingly, the first map in this semi-final. We're also going to see a pause coming in from Renegades. That's obviously a tactical pause at this hour.
But they've already had one.
I wonder if that was... Yeah, they called for a pause anyway. Let's see what the referee agrees to or not.
This is the second pause of the game. Not too sure whether it's a tactical or what it is, but either way, they're having it. So, 15-13. They've got enough to buy AK. Sponge has not. He's going to have to go Galil or a Tech 9. See what he opts for. myRevenge, map point. This is going to give food for thought for Immunity, who has stood watching for their second semi-finals. Still feeling very confident. We'll see how confident they are when the match gets. Here's Renegades, who have blitzed their way through the tournament so far. 16-0, 16-8, find themselves at map point down against the South Koreans, myRevenge, who have honestly caused upsets throughout. Sky Red were also touted as one of the stronger teams. The Vietnamese coming through. Unpause will come through. Good luck, have fun. Exchange, and here we go. Will this be map point for myRevenge, or will Renegades manage to claw their way back into this game?
I think a pretty good idea would be to go towards B early on in this round. It's just trying to brute force themselves into Monspot B, because Sound has been fairly alone.
Oh, look at this. They're going for the counter boost. It's going to be HSK that's going to go up and over. Yam just waiting. He's actually on. I think it's Havoc that's looking this way. Will get tagged out. Didn't really work out too well in their favor, and instead they will back away. To be fair to Renegades, they haven't gone for the boost too often, so it wasn't something they expected, I don't think. But already that would have put a bit of doubt, an element of doubt, into the Renegades' minds.
I like the proactivity though from myRevenge. Surprising Renegades at the very last minute here of the game. Unless it goes into overtime, of course.
Yeah, Yam finds the one. Maverick now, he's been big in this position. Can he keep him at bay? Smoke goes down. He's going to line up for him, but he does manage to go down. Sponge and JKS pushing into sight. And now just two members, Sound and Passe.
The only decision to me that they have right now is to save those weapons. And that means truly saving them. Because just flipping up the scoreboard, you see that they probably need to drop at least 2 rifles next round. So saving these 2 weapons is vital.
JKS, he was going to be the one that found them. Passe does get the kill. The problem for Renegades is they're also struggling for money, so they can't afford to hunt them too heavily.
That's right. Yeah, they also need grenades in order to overcome the Koreans. Yeah. It's kind of textbook here. They're doing what they have to do. Both teams are saving out.
So will Renegades manage to pull this to a tiebreaker? We saw Cloud9 doing it to Fnatic yesterday on train. Certainly wasn't expecting that result.
Thanks for reminding me.
That's okay, man. You know, you're away from them. I thought I'd involve you in the Cloud9 Fnatic debate, but myRevenge causing an upset, or will Renegades suddenly find their confidence?
Okay, I think this is so far bad news for myRevenge, because there are 2 feet.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Oh, and he didn't spot him.
I don't think he saw him. Yeah, he was just tucked around the corner. Didn't quite spot him out. Closes the door back on him. Going to re-smoke it. That's going to slow things down. Yam's going to get the molly, and that gives Maverick cause
super slow rotation so far. They should actually be able to recognize the patterns that are coming in here from Renegades. The smoke grenades, the Molotov. That is all suggesting that there are a lot of CT players next to you. But still, there are 2 CTs in bombs of B.
Oh, nice. That's the bomb carrier. Sponge going down. In-game leader picked off by HSK. And now they got 4 in close. This is for the map, remember, for myRevenge. And I think Sponge has made the call,
This
guys.
is just becoming old. Now they have to rotate back with only 30 seconds on the clock. They can either decide to just go crazy middle and go for a elimination game, killing the opponent. Instead, they're doing a desperate move here, going bomb slot B, which is going to be extremely difficult to do.
Havoc just pushed straight through the smoke as well. They're going to find the flashes. It's going to be HSK to catch. HSK, the man that just got Sponge, actually, over on site. Now, Sound has just picked himself up a little vision. And ironically, heard the sounds. Bomb down. JKS. He's going to peek. He's got the backup with him. Now he heard the drop. They absolutely know where he is. Havoc's just above them, tries to go for the spray, and it's going to be JKS that will close it out and take it to a tiebreaker on the first map. And that may have been the chance that myRevenge had to close out the map, I feel.
Cannot be too happy about the conclusion of that round. They had the entry frags, they had the time in their favor, but yeah, communication, which turned into their rotation, was just appalling. They should have had at least one guy hiding behind the boxes in bomb spot B. Instead, it was one guy trying to climb up and find his position. Way too late, allowing the Australians to plant the bomb and win the so important 30th round, taking this into an overtime. Whereas I think that the experience will be key, and the Renegades obviously has more on that department than the Koreans.
I'm looking across towards the main stage. I can see the Australians all stood up, huddled around, trying to figure it out. Yam not bothering. Yam's just... I always find it intriguing when there's 4 players up and 1 isn't. Yeah. I think, okay, why are you not involved in the conversation? I mean, here's the new guy on the team.
Yeah.
And we also see the admin with myRevenge there, Carmen. Many of the players know that face. Some not too happy about seeing him. He's always the bearer of bad news half the time. Say, no, you're not allowed to do that.
But let's see how calm they can be in this moment and trying to bring more strategies and setups to the table. Because I think they've done that very well so far. We saw they took a pause mid-game in CT side and just started to explore the boosts in A, which turned out to be successful. When Renegades eventually took the pause before the final round, they also changed up their game. They went for the aggressive boost in middle. That took a bit of damage off the Renegades players, but yeah, let's see if they can keep that up, keep their minds sharp going into the overtime. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think we're looking at a max round 5 overtime, first to 6.
I think it's 3.
It's 3, okay.
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to double check on that one. I'm pretty sure it's MR3. Yeah. I'm getting the nod from Jason Kaplan, so it's clearly the
Speaking about standardizing the game.
The nose of authority.
All right. So guess that we have 10K in the bank.
Yes.
Which for CT is actually a little bit more tricky in case you end up losing the 2 first rounds. You will then be forced into kind of shotgun slash FAMASes in the 3rd round. Whereas Ts are fairly fine playing with 10K. Even if they end up losing the first 2 rounds, they can still afford. Nice pad from one of the myRevenge players.
Pretty much most of the players, actually. We were mentioning this earlier on with who was their opposition? Sky Red had Fnatic pads as well.
Oh, really?
They seem pretty popular out here. You guys certainly have got your brand awareness out to the world. Navi t-shirt in the background as well, just to. You know,
but hey, I mean, I think this is the start of something very beautiful, like globalization of the game Counter-Strike. So maybe 5 years ahead, we're going to see Europeans and Americans running around with Mongolian shirts or the myRevenge shirt.
Top of Reddit, Mongol shirts,
I would buy it. Where would I buy it, you know?
They were good shirts.
I don't have any trips planned to Ulaanbaatar yet, but when I do, I'm going to purchase a shirt.
Of course, these are the semi-finals. Renegades, myRevenge, currently tied at 15-15 in the first map. Immunity versus MVP Carnal, the Malaysian team versus the Aussies. That will follow the conclusion of this best-of-3 semi-finals. This is for a place at ESL 1 Cologne 2015, the second major of the year. As we wait to get this overtime underway, should be starting in just a few moments.
I'm not sure if you're allowed as a caster to have opinions or being in favor of one team, but I wouldn't really mind if this goes into a three-mapper, you know?
I think as casters we always like a third mapper because, well, it just gives us more airtime.
Yeah, but also showing that the Asian teams,
yes,
specifically the Korean team here, are able to kind of shake the foundation of Australian Counter-Strike that has proven to be very prominent the past year. Also gives us a little bit more hope that we're going to be able to see some proper damage done by these teams in future events. Because this is obviously the beginning of, I mean, it's just the first event of many, I hope, over here in Asia.
See Sponge there just asking the admin whether they get more overtimes. And it looks like by the nod he doesn't.
Ready to go.
I'm not too sure what that meant. That was a thumb. Like a, that was almost like a thumbs up, yes you do, but then it was like a no.
Binary code.
Here we go. We are getting underway, ladies and gentlemen. It's overtime. MR3.
All right, let's see.
Okay, so it's going to be Passe is going to be the man on the AWP instead of Sound.
Okay, that's how you pronounce him. I would be like B-base.
Yeah, well, we thought he was going to drop the base, but instead it's Passe, unfortunately. I don't know how some players come up with these pronunciations, but that's what we got told. What is going on here? Renegades.
It should be a Wikipedia for the pronunciations of names. Huge kill from Sponge there, taking down Passe. Surprisingly, I'd say, because he had the angle. He should be able to just, click and kill Sponge. Great flick shot from Sponge, though.
JKS gets himself into checkers, already causing a real big distraction. I think they're going to boost themselves out of it. They find nicely done there. Sign, he got Azza down though, but they do have mid control now. Are they going to go to A or B? We can see on the minimap there is 3 members alive for myRevenge, and HSK constantly causing himself problems. Will get taken down eventually. I want to see the man on site. It is going to be Sound. Gets one. Doesn't quite get the second. Havoc survives, but it's just 8 and 10 health for both Havoc and Yam. This is entirely possible for Maverick, the sole man standing for myRevenge. We were talking about, oh, that nade. That's going to get Yam down. Now we're into a one-on-one. Havoc just around the side, but the just stays in the flames. Oh my God.
That was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Great nade action though.
Well, I mean that we talked about
barbecue.
We talked about the costs, obviously, of a 10K game. That was costly for both teams. Nobody really came out a winner there.
Wow.
Okay, Yam got his hands on an AWP, so he's going to be the man that will come around. And this is actually a stack out. This is something I noticed in myRevenge. Like, they barely ever defend at quad. Maverick kind of glimpse on towards Yam. Yam will get taken down by Sign. That nade's going to follow through. It will land at the feet of Azza. Maverick, oh, he's got to be careful. He's getting tagged out. You can see the tracer fire coming through. They got the double crossover. I don't know if they realized just how much damage they did to Maverick there in that spray down through the smoke.
Surprised that he,
I mean,
he was so indecisive about his position. He could have stayed there, I think.
When you're in a position like that, clearly there's a wall of smoke in front of you. You know somebody is on the other side of it. Are you just listening intently for just the slightest footstep and just figure out where you're aiming?
Oh, that Molotov is not going to be great news for Maverick.
Azza's going to try and push out. Parsay does manage to get the one down, but Havoc quickly clearing things up. But he's not done yet. Sign gets around the side and gets himself a double. Sponge, the sole man remaining. Bomb still not down in his hands. This could tie things up. 16-16 gets a glimpse of HSK, but he will come out on top. And it is 16-16. myRevenge picking up a single CT side. That could be vital in this overtime.
And that also means, of course, with one round from each team so far in the overtime, we're going to see a full buy here from both teams in the last round. In this max round 3 overtime. Sponge taking a lot of damage.
Azza and Maverick both coming towards Squeak here. I wonder if they're going to push out. This is something they've done the last 2 rounds running. They clearly feel they found a weakness, but Sign takes Yam down again early. That grenade going to do damage to Azza, takes him down to 55. Sponge has been dinked down to 14 health as well. That was in the mid. So already myRevenge looking good on the CT side in overtime. It's Parsay that did the damage, I feel, on Sponge. Sponge and JKS, the distractors, trying to cause anything they can down at B side, trying to cause an over-rotation. They've managed to pull the attention of one, that is Parsay going down there. Sponge just on 14 health though, the man that's peeking. I think that Molly's going to be going to upper. Yes, it will. While this happens, will they make the move? But look at the disciplined performance. These are South Koreans. They don't get called into fakes. We were talking about how they were slow to rotate. I'm not sure whether it's slow to rotate or whether they just feel confident in holding their position. Sound's going to get himself one. Maverick, now the last man here. Havoc has been taken down, but that was the bomb carrier. There's just 14 seconds left. They have to get the bomb down. Parsay trying to slow things down. Just 9 seconds ticking on the clock here in a one-on-one. JKS, he has to go for the plant instead. Why did you peek, Sound? He got the bomb down. Oh, and Renegades pick themselves up the T side. 2-1 in the first half of overtime. I feel that myRevenge maybe could have done better in that last half, but they shouldn't beat themselves up too much. I think I'm beating myself up more than them.
Yeah, quite of a nail-biting experience here. I think Sound should have taken that angle because sooner or later JKS had to move. But he was wobbling around a bit trying to find the ultimate angle. And JKS just, you know, capitalized on that. Great haul from Renegades. myRevenge now has a huge task to, they need 3 rounds essentially to take this, to take home cash. But yeah, T-side was great from them, 10 rounds obviously. But Renegades have had a little bit more time to think about what they should do to counter the attacking Koreans.
Yeah, both had 10-5 T-sides, so 2-1 from Renegades could easily be matched by myRevenge, but this first round will set the pace.
And they go for a all M4 solution here.
Double ore?
Yeah,
double ore T-side.
Yeah. That's interesting, of course. So I think this is going to mean that they're going to go aggressive when they have so many rifles.
So they had one shot in mid, that got smoked off. Sound just covering off. And that's going to be Parsay. Has he got a molly? He doesn't. Okay, so he's checking the angle. We'll move away and see what else is going on. Azza still covering off the boost. Oh, Sound took a. You can see the shots just landing just in front of Azza where he stood now right now. So they know he's in this little situation. Sound keeping rattling those shots off. The boost is going to come out here.
As a decoy.
Yeah, the decoy for the boost, I think. Trying to cover off the steps. HSK that may well have gone over that molly, not going to work out. Doesn't manage to catch into the corner. Sponge is going to try and peek out of sandbags here. HSK is ready for him, but it's Sponge that will come out on top in the duel. And now Azza, if he were to just peek there, Sound, but it's not the case. Parsay is going to try and push through. There's one events right behind him. That's going to be Yam, and he pounces. Sign does manage to pick himself up a kill. That was over in checkers, but he's been shut down. It's just Maverick standing in a 4-on-1, and there, bearing in mind this was a double AWP purchase for myRevenge. They invested so much into that first round that they are actually going to be struggling in this second.
Maybe
Well,
not so much
they woke in the second, but the third, yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely in the third.
They can't get themselves the AWPs, which is what they value.
I don't think it would be a bad idea for Renegades now to buy an AWP themselves, because they can afford it in the third round no matter what. And that will surprise the Koreans.
18-16, Renegades. Map point, can they close it out right here? As Sign leads his troops in and around the corner. It's going to be HSK that's going to get flashed in. He's the man that bursts around the corner, tries to find the entry. Not able to see anyone because this time around, Renegades did defend it passively, sitting back, expecting possibly a big hit. Sponge getting himself the one opener from Toxic on top of the barrels. He gets the bomb planter, HSK down. Now comes around the side. Sponge, damage done possibly, but Parsay picks himself one, gets himself one. That was there, and that will be it. Renegades will take map 1. 19-16 in the end. A very close matchup in the first map on Cash. The second one will be Inferno, but Renegades definitely going to feel that should have gone better for them. The 10-5 first half caught them napping.
Well, at the same time, I think they are, simply happy about managed to overcome the opposing Koreans. Because it looked very dire there at the point. 15-13. And they won some crazy one-on-ones in the end. The nade round and when the Molotov killed off, I think it was Havoc actually, here in picture, taking off the last Korean player. So yeah, they eventually showed some strength and some calm to take this home to Australia. But at the same time, the Koreans, I think they've surprised everyone. Probably not themselves though, because they wanted to be on Cash. They wanted to be on Inferno. So they had a game plan. It worked up to 15 rounds, I would say. But yeah, let's see. Inferno, I believe that was also myRevenge's pick.
Look like Sponge is going to take a break and have a Kit Kat. So going to get himself set up for this next match, which will be Inferno. Khan obviously has been with me throughout this first map. Definitely surprising a lot of people. First overtime we've had of the tournament as well here in Malaysia. Fantastic tournament so far. Really been impressed by the caliber of the teams that have turned up. You know, obviously a lot of people came to this tournament, ourselves included, expecting the Australians to just blow everyone away. But it hasn't been the case. You know, we saw it from the Mongols in the very first game of the tournament up against Immunity, starting things off very strongly. I think they went 7-1 up against Immunity. Immunity finally managed to claw their way back into it. But the caliber of teams has really impressed me over in Asia. And it's good to see because obviously this has been the first offline qualifiers. We were talking yesterday about how little LAN tournaments they have.
Surely they have the capacity, they have the aim, they know the maps. But they lack on the experience department. And that truly shows here in the overtime, where I just think they try too much crazy setups, too much crazy strategies, whereas the Australians now, of course, Renegades, just played their game and used their experience against the opponents. But all in all, it's been a very positive experience here, showing that the Asian teams can also, you know, provide some good opposition. So that suggests that we have an even more interesting future of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it won't just be European dominance, it will be North America and it will be Asia as well getting involved. We're going to go to a break, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2 will be Inferno, but currently the Renegades are 1-0 up after taking the first round, 19-16 on Cash.